Corey Harris to go.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of the official European League of Football show. And when thinking about today's franchise, the song We Are the Champions automatically comes into my mind because today's show is about the Frankfurt Galaxy, the winner of the European League of Football in season 1. And let's see how optimistic and confident head coach Thomas Kösling and quarterback Jakeb Sullivan are when it comes to the second year. Here they are, both together. Hey guys.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Welcome to the show. Pleased to have you. And before asking how you are, I need to make a little introduction here, even though everyone knows you. But Thomas, you are the coach who coached the team to their great victory and who got awarded the Coach of the Year. And now, Jakeb, this list is going to be long. You are the season 1 MVP from week 4 and the playoffs, the winner and MVP of the championship game, the offensive player of the year, and the all-star team quarterback. So, Jakeb, first question: how long is this list of titles going to be after season 2?
Ooh, I hope it's just one more line longer and it says back-to-back champion. That's all I want.
Well, again, congratulations to both of you. It was an incredible season. How are you? How are you enjoying the calm before the storm right now?
Coach, you want to go?
Yeah, I can start. First of all, of course, it was very enjoying the last couple of months still. I mean, it was a great accomplishment what we did as a team, and it was really soaking in after a few weeks even more. And still, it's a great feeling to go into the second season as a defending champ, and that's something we're really proud of because we know how hard we worked, and even we had a great season. It was a lot of work in the background. I mean, with the team coming together as a group. I mean, we had some setbacks with the first game at Hamburg when we lost, and some guys writing us off already, and then we coming back. So it was a great story for us, and now, I mean, we're ready to defend it. I mean, we're the champion. We are there for a reason. I mean, you guys could see we bring a lot of guys back from the last year championship team. I mean, that is also, I think, something we are very proud of, that the guys love to play here in Frankfurt, that we have something special with the group. And now we're ready for the next challenges. And I think the season will be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. And there's a lot to talk about. But Jakeb, how are you? You are in Germany. You didn't really spend your off season back in the States. How come?
Well, first and foremost, after holding that trophy up on that platform after the game, it only made me want to do it again. Immediately after I grabbed it, I thought I need to do this again. And I knew that, going home for 6 months would be nice, seeing my family, seeing my friends, things like that. But also I have a lot of friends and family now in Frankfurt. And I knew that I want to be here with them. And I knew that we all had the same goal in mind, and me coming here is going to really help us take that next step into defending that title, which is what we want to do.
Oh, yeah. And we have a couple of weeks before the European League of Football starts into its second season. So, Thomas, what's different this off-season for you?
I think the planning was a lot more easier than last year, right? I mean, I think the league started really in November when the teams committed to the new league, and then with COVID and everything, nobody knew what happened. Can we practice? I think we had our first real practice in May. We had no really off-season practice. The gyms were closed and stuff like that. So every player was really on their own. But this year it's totally different. You can make a plan. You can recruit easier. You can recruit with a great league and tell them, hey, this league is legit and it's fun to be here. So that makes the job easier. And yeah, of course, I mean, sitting with the coaches and know what's going on, just get better on the theory type of stuff with the playbooks, and everything is better now and more controlled. So we're really excited to be a better team next year.
Yeah, exactly. And as you were saying, most teams were built from scratch. Nobody knew what to expect from year one, but the league was a huge success. And your team was outstanding throughout the whole season, 11 games won. You made it look so easy. So did anything behind the scenes didn't go well?
Yeah, of course. It's I mean, to be a good team is one thing, and I can say the recruiting part is one of the most important, because I always tell the team then we have the potential to be a champion, but that doesn't mean anything then. You need to work, you need to get better. There are a lot of little adversity things that happen. I mean, like I said, the first game at Hamburg, I mean, this is a make or break point. You got hyped up, oh, Galaxy is maybe the favorite, then you go to Hamburg and losing there. That's a defining moment for the team if they now come together and stick more together and working and believing in this, or maybe you're falling apart because some guys, yeah, I don't know, they don't believe in it anymore, or they think, oh, this is not real, or I don't want to put the work in. So you have as a team so many things you have to come over with the bye weeks and with the travel stuff, and it's not as easy as it seems on the field. It's great that you guys think it was that easy, but we worked a lot inside the team, and even more the accomplishment to be a champion then and holding that trophy is something that bonds the team and players forever, because you're going through so much through the whole season. I think I can talk for every player, coach on that team for that.
And Jakeb, how are you preparing for season 2 right now?
Yeah, I'm here in Frankfurt, so that's the first step of me preparing. I'm with the guys, seeing the guys every day. It's such a difference between, last year when I came in May, I came really late. I came a month before the season, month and a half before the season started, and I created great bonds and relationships with those guys. But now just being in Frankfurt and seeing the guys maybe once or twice a week is now creating those relationships and making them deeper. And it's going to make, I promise, those game days so much more special, because now we are a brotherhood. It's real. It's not just me seeing these guys, for a couple months out of the year. I'm here, I'm living this thing with them, and it just makes it so much more special, and it makes it, that much more you want to work for when you have these guys by your side. You really get to know them, get to know their backgrounds, things like that. And of course, not just the players, but the coaches, everyone in the organization being here. It's a really good thing for me to really see the guys, see the people every day, as much as I can. And like I said, that's just going to make it that much more special when those Sundays come around and we step on the field.
Yeah. And Thomas, are you preparing any differently for the second year now?
Oh, no, not really. I mean, we are very fortunate that I'm building this team since 2015, basically. And I brought a lot of guys with me who played with me in the GFL with the Universe. So, I mean, we have our routine. We always try to get better every year, but we have our routine and we do it. We're believing in this. I mean, we were successful with it in the years before, and now we have the championship. So, of course, we're talking about what we can do better. But the good thing is that the foundation is set. We know what we have to do. And now it's just getting earlier with the guys together on the field. Last year it was not possible, but this year it is. Get some good off-season program with our athletic coaches, which was not possible last year. And so just working from week to week, and then doing our job then.
Yeah, and now the league has grown, which means there will be more games. What's going to be the biggest challenge for the Galaxy this year? What do you think, Jakeb?
I think the biggest challenge for us is just going to be just playing our ball and not worrying about being the champion, not worrying about having a target on our back every week. For me, I want to come into this season and I want it to be known that we're just playing football still. It's not any different. We might have won last year. We might have had a lot of success, but the key term there is last year, and we need to focus on what's going on this year. I don't know if it'll be a challenge, but that is something that I can see arising, and that's something that I think Coach and I are on the same page on. I'm just nipping it in the butt right away and letting everyone know that, hey, we're here to have fun. We're here to play football. We're all really good at football, so now we just need to go prove it on the field, and we don't need any extra stress or worries or anything like that. Just having fun.
But still, the Frankfurt Galaxy is the defending champion. And do you feel a pressure on the team? And could this affect, the guys in any way, Thomas?
I mean, there's always pressure when you kind of a favorite to win it, right? I mean, in the beginning of last year, we were like with Hamburg and the Wroclaw Panthers, we were the preseason favorites, and there was pressure to win it. I always say the negative pressure is off my back now and off our team's back because we won the title. So that is something we already accomplished. But like Jakeb said, I mean, it doesn't mean anything for the next year. Now it's just the pressure to perform on the field. I mean, that's what we want to do. We want to play with the best. We want to beat the best, and hopefully defending the title. And this pressure is every year the same, every game the same, because we have such a high standard for ourselves. We're not here just to play a little bit football and coming together. We want to win and want to be the best franchise here in this league. And this will be a heck of a season. It will be a lot of challenging because some new great franchises coming into the league, and I think the whole excitement is bigger. But I think we're ready for it and just enjoying what we do.
Yeah, and season 1 overall #1 defense and #2 offense. And looking into the second year now, your roster is looking strong enough to go all the way again, that's for sure. And one strong addition to your roster is Real Nasri. So what brings up the question, who will be able to get past your incredible linebacker trio, Gauthier, Silva, Gomez, and Nasri? I mean, come on.
Yeah, and other guys are coming too. Spoiler alert! No. But I think that is always the secret of our success, or that's how I like to recruit. We want to have a sound team, and a team that has not only one strength. We want to be sound, and that means we have a good D-line, good linebacker core, and good DBs, and that's how I bring the imports in. I'm looking where we have holes, maybe where we need great players, and one hole we had was inside linebacker, and I mean, Wael, I think he showed everyone what kind of player he is, and we are very exciting. And I mean, I talked to Sebastian Gomez and Gauthier about him because they're meeting them in the All-Star game, right, with Jakeb, and they all had good praise for him. So I think it's going to be tough to run against us, but I think also it's going to be tough to pass against us, and I think it's going to be tough to defend against us. I think we are good in all 4 phases of the game, and that's what we want to be, and that's what champions are all about, and that's how we see us, I think, in the next season too.
So tell us more about the roster. What were the secrets you were just teasing?
Oh yeah, just some players we will announce. I mean, we just talked about Wael. I mean, we already announced some other guys, and what I'm very happy about, I told you a few minutes ago that a lot of veterans from last year coming back, because that's a good sign. That's a good sign for our franchise, and the guys love it to be here in Frankfurt. And I mean, that's success, because continuity in football is so important, especially on this level we are, where we only have a 5-month season basically, and the guys coming at May and then leaving at September again. So continuity to play with the same guys, to have the chemistry between Jakeb and the receivers who already know each other, to have the chemistry with our D-line guys like Mamadou C we announced, or like we talked about Gauthier and other guys, BJ Laurie we have back. They know my system, they know what we're doing, so it's a lot easier to teach them again what we do new. And I think our base is so solid that I think we're in a good place here in Frankfurt.
And in terms of special teams, let's say there was room of improvement. What key changes are you making there?
I think the kicking thing, I mean, everybody's talking about that. I just have to laugh. I mean, we won the title, so I think we did good. but
no doubt about that you are going to be one of the best teams next year as well. I mean, no doubt about that.
Yeah. It was obvious. I mean, it's last year it was a tough part with our kicking game. I mean, our guys we planned for got injured. Then after he came back with injuries, he didn't have the confidence. Then the backups didn't kick that good. So it was really something. When we talked about adversity last year, that was one point, because it's so tough to play around a good kicking game, because you have to make so much tough decisions. Are we going for 4? Which decision? Or when we going for 2 points? I mean, these are not easy things, especially in pressure situations. So we are happy that we're going to have a kicker. I think, to be spoiled, I think on Friday we announce our new kicker for next year. It's going to be a kicker who's only here for kicking. He's a professional, and I think we're going to improve our really good offense in this type of area really good, and I'm happy about it because it makes us better. And it's so important to have 3 points here, 3 points here, that brings, or that puts some pressure off Jakeb's back to always go for touchdowns and stuff like that to change the whole game. And I think we did a good job, and you guys can be excited for the news on Friday then.
And you were not the only team that had some kicking problems. Let's take it that way. And now with the gentleman next to me, Jakeb Sullivan, you have one of the best QBs on your roster. What makes him so good, in your opinion, Thomas?
Jakeb, I mean, we can talk about the throws and stuff and his intelligence, which separates good quarterbacks from bad. But for me, important is how kind of a leader are you? And you can see it in the guys when you see them on the field. You cannot hear that in talks, or maybe you cannot see it in practice. Yeah, it's the aura a quarterback has, the presence he has on the field in pressure situations. And I think Jakeb has a special talent in games. It doesn't matter how tough the situation is. You look in his face, and I think that the players look in his face, the receivers, the O-line, and they see a guy who has confidence, a natural confidence, nothing that is played or stressful. And he showed that from the beginning on the 4th down conversion against Wroclaw on the 3rd game of the season, where we need to convert it to win the game in a rain-heavy game, and he did it. And I think what you can say more of a quarterback when you look at the ELF Bowl from last year, I think the last 2 drives we needed touchdowns, and what he did was orchestra 2 perfect drives, and we got 2 touchdowns on it. And that was, I mean, in the most precious situation you can imagine. And you see how cool he was, what kind of decision he made. And this is the leader you want to have as a quarterback. And that is I think, the biggest praise I can give him. And we are very happy to have him.
Thanks, Coach.
No, Jakeb, that
was really nice. Yeah, that was nice.
But you did show amazing plays, and but people tend to be self-critical, including myself. So is there anything in your own opinion, Jakeb, that you need to change and work on for year 2?
Yeah, I think one thing for sure is just taking care of the football. And that could be in terms of turnovers. That could be in terms of field position, 3rd down, if I'm getting pressure, and not try to make a big play all the time, but just throw it away, punt it away, and let our defense work. And sometimes I just need to get that into my head and not think that I always have to try to extend plays or do something out of my capabilities. Because as I've gotten older, I'm really starting to realize what I'm good at and what I'm not at, or what I'm not good at. And I need to do the things that I'm good at. I need to do those much better. And the things that I'm bad at, I still need to get good at, because there are still a lot of things that I need to work on. One being, like I talked about, taking care of the football in terms of what I talked about. And, you know, honestly, I just want to continue to have fun playing this game. And that is the main thing for me. And as Coach talked about, like even those pressure situations, things like that, I love that stuff. That makes this game fun for me. And I mean, hopefully not the exact situations again where we have to score to win, things like that. If it happens, it's fine. But, you know, I still want to be able to get in those pressure situations and still, you know, show what I can do, and not just what I can do, but what the team can do. And that's the main thing here, is in those pressure situations, you know, Coach was very nice and spoke a lot about me, but a lot of guys made some big plays there too. And that's really exciting for me to see. And now I want to continue to get those guys in those situations and keep having them have success, because then it's not going to be, oh, wow, what a great play. It's going to be a routine play. And right now we have a lot of guys who are capable of making those plays all the time. And I'm really excited for you guys to see a lot of these guys have a great second year.
Yeah. And now, Jakeb, Thomas saying his prayers about you. What makes Thomas the best head coach, the best possible head coach for the Galaxy?
You know, honestly, the realest thing I can say about Coach K is that he is very real with you, and he's very upfront. There's no BS. There's no you know, skirting around a question. It's yes, I think you're good enough to do it, or no, you need to work on some stuff. You know, things like that. Very straightforward. And you know, Coach has been talking a lot about recruiting. And he talks about the good recruiting we have. Well, it's because he does the recruiting, and he's very good at that. And, you know, with recruiting, you know, you can bring in great guys, but it's how you form them to the team. And I think Coach K has a great eye and a great mind for seeing guys and knowing how to mesh them in with everyone else. You know, for example, even with me coming, it was a perfect fit. And it might have been partially because of who I was, but it was also because Coach put me in those situations, you know, put me in the position to have success. And then from there, it was just me having that success. But Coach had the trust in all of us to put us in those positions. And I think that's one thing that he does better than anyone else, is he knows the guys. And that's the thing. He gets to know the guys. It's not just you're another player. You know, you're part of the family. You're part of the Kösling family now. And, you know, that's what Coach K, he really made me feel welcome. And I know, speaking with every other player, that he makes everyone feel welcome. And that's what he does. He brings good guys and he makes them better guys. So
Thomas, what a speech.
Appreciate, my man. Appreciate.
Oh, just speaking from the heart, coach. That's all.
That's who
Everyone
we are,
could hear
Jakeb.
that.
That's who we are.
Looking back at year one, what are the main and greatest memories that come to your mind? Both of you. Jakeb, first.
Yeah. The first memory I have of this season was that first home game. Playing at home for the first time in front of all the Galaxy fans at PSD in the pouring rain. And the thing is it wasn't silent. They all stayed out there. All the fans, they were still rowdy. They were loud, supportive. And, I love playing at home. Every team that I've been on so far, I really love playing at home. But there's something specific and special about PSD and the Galaxy fans that really stick close to your heart. And I say that with full meaning. I love our fans. I love everyone around Frankfurt, around the Galaxy organization. So the first thing is that first home game. That was amazing. And then for me, the second one would have to be the championship game. Everything else I remember, but it was all a step to holding up that trophy. And I remember when Commissioner Azume was on the stage presenting coach with the championship trophy. Gosh, that was a moment I think we all were waiting for a long time. Yes.
Yeah.
And that was a moment that will stick in my head forever.
Yeah. And you, Thomas?
Yeah, I think as a coach, when you have the overview of everything, there are a lot more little scenes that are important. The first thing I remember, and that was really something special, the first time the whole team had a combined practice, and you just recruited them. It was COVID, and then you brought everybody together in May, I think, in the first week May, and then you see on 65 guys, big guys, football guys, they're just here to play football, and you could feel a special energy. That was like maybe that was one of the best practice we had all year, because after that we were talking with coach that, come on, we have what kind of team we have here. That was so this energy, this power this team showed in the first practice, it was really something special, and we knew, okay, this is a special group. And then of course even the first game at Hamburg, that this league is really legit. I have to say the drive to Hamburg, when we watched the first ELF game in the stream, and you could see the faces of the guys, how cool is this, how great is the TV coverage? This looks like NFL basically, and everybody was happy and excited because, no kidding, there were some rumors this league will maybe not as good as it's supposed to be, or there are going to be problems. But from the beginning, we felt we are part of something special and building something in Europe. And these are the little things behind the scenes. And from the sports side, especially the two after the bye week when we played Hamburg at home and at Wroclaw, and we really dominated the two other best teams in the league. It was like, okay, this is our path now. We are the team to beat. We showed everybody we're gonna win this thing. And then of course the road to the ELF Bowl, the great game, the phenomenal game, and all the experiences and the things you take, all the emotions you have to realize what happened on the field were so great, and will always be cherished, I think, until we're old, and maybe talking about that then in 30 years again.
Yeah.
I have one thing to add really quick,
course.
About the first Hamburg trip, the first trip of the year. Coach left out a little piece of information. The first, I think, 30, 45 minutes of the drive, the AC was broke. And for some reason, I think just the heater was blowing in the bus. And Jenny, I'm not kidding when I say it was a sauna in there, and every guy, 50 guys had their shirts off, and we were drenched in sweat. It was terrible. We had to stop, had to get the bus fixed, everything. And it was just, it's funny talking about it now, and we can laugh about it now, thankfully, because that was an experience in itself. And we got through it. The bus always worked the rest of the year, so that was good. But that was another memory that still sticks in my head.
It was so funny because, we know how players are. They're complaining a little bit, and sometimes they're really little divas, And then after 10 minutes, they will say, Coach, it's hot up here. And we say, yeah, come on, guys. The AC will work. And it's like, no, Coach, it's really hot. And we said, yeah, the AC will work. And then one guy came down, and his whole sweater was sweated down, and he was basically wet. And we're okay. bad, we have to stop, and we drove to a side. Then I went up and I was like, okay, this is serious here. And we stopped. I think we bought some ice creams for the guys, and we had some 1 hour delay or so. But yeah, these are the little things that brings the team together, you know.
Yes.
And
Yes.
yeah, you're right, Jacob. Great
That was
stuff.
hot bonding. And I'm sure some of the imports were going like, where on earth did we land? Like, what is this? One game and then we go back to wherever we come from.
Be flexible to every situation.
Now, season 1 was amazing. And let's take a closer look at season 2. The schedule is out. There it is. Well, you are in the Central Conference together with the Vikings, Raiders, and the Surge. And on June the 5th, you are starting off with an interconference game against Rheinfire, which will also be the top game on Sunday on German TV. So the champion faces the newbie. Jacob, are you counting the days? Yes.
Oh, yes. I've been counting the days since it was September 26th. You know, I cannot wait to play again. Honestly, I'm very excited about playing the Rheinfire, but to be perfectly honest, it could be anyone, and I'd be just as excited. I'm really excited though about the Rheinfire to, you know, reignite that the NFL Europe, the Rheinfire and the Galaxy had a lot of good games, and now I'm excited to, you know, start this season off with hopefully another really good game. And yeah, I think the Rheinfire have a lot of good players. You see them; they've been signing a lot of good guys. And I'm excited to see how we stand up to those guys, you know, to see a new team and to see a team who's been able to be building for a little longer period than when we started, you know, initially. And they got a new head coach with some NFL experience. And
oh yeah,
I know I don't only speak for myself. I know Coach K feels the same way. We're excited to see how we stack up against that. You know, we're excited to see, you know, when the Rheinfire comes to PSD, they get to come to us. And it's a really good chance for us to, you know, start the season off on the right note and protecting our house. Yeah, you know, that's so important. Like I talked about home games, but I want to protect that. I want to protect that PSD stadium and make it ours only. So,
yeah. And Thomas, as the defending champion, do you feel pressure to not just win but to dominate this game?
No, not at all. I think first of all, it's an honor to open the season like that on the primetime game, and you can thank the ELF that they put in us as a defending champion that spot. And that's something which is special. Then to play Rheinfire, I think it's the best scenario you can put on the first game at live TV. I mean, there's so much tradition, and we want to bring back the European football the way it was back in the days. And I think you could feel on the ELF Bowl how much already excitement is around the franchise in Rheinfire. And I mean, when you see what they're pulling off right now with all the players, with the head coach Jim Tom Sula, I mean, who are we kidding? That's an NFL coach coming into the league. That's just great. It's an honor to coach against guys like that. So the whole scenario for the first game is special. And I mean, we want to win that game, that's for sure. We want to win against everybody, but I always tell the team, be confident, but don't be arrogant. I hate arrogance, and there's no reason to go into a game. Yeah, we're gonna blow them away 53-0, whatever. No, just play your best ball, and at the end, gonna win that game. That's important, and respect the other teams, and we have to have respect them. I know some players from Rheinfire. I know them from back in the days in the GFL. I mean, they signed Omari now, so there's a little bit tense to the rivalry too, which is going to be exciting. And I'm pretty sure Omari want to pick off Jacob a couple of times and maybe run it back. So I think the game has everything what you're wishing for on the first primetime game, basically. And I think we're all looking for it.
Yeah. And then week 2 will be away against another new team. Overall, will the 4 new teams be ready? What do you think?
I mean, I think they're going to be ready. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Coach.
Yeah. Sorry. I mean, we're talking about one of the best franchises in Europe in the last whatever years. I mean, the Vienna Vikings, when you follow European football, they have a great foundation. They have a great system with the academy. So that they, with Swarco or with Tirol, joining this league, this is a statement for the league that this is by, I mean, there's not even a discussion about what is the best league in Europe right now, and the Vienna is one part of it. I think they are one of the top favorites to bringing the title home. I mean, they have great homegrown talent with their academy and everything. They have a team that still plays in the highest league in Austria, and they can now bring 12 imports, which they didn't have in the past. And also, I know some guys they signed already, and they're going to be huge. But this is the excitement we have here. We are so happy to play them, and I mean, we know that we have a good team, and now play against the best. That's what we want, and see what the result is after it, and learn from it, and get better from it. And this is what this league is about. That's why the ELF is so great and has such a great future, because teams like the Vienna Vikings are joining now, and I think Game 1 will be special, but Game 2, playing in the great stadium at Vienna against the old team from Jakeb, is something we will enjoy too.
Yeah. Well, no doubt that both Austrian teams are two of the strongest teams in Europe. But looking at it from a critical point of view, and I'm exaggerating now, but both teams from Austria, they had 2 tough games in their seasons in the past against each other. And otherwise, their former opponents were not as demanding as what they will face in the ELF now. So do you think that they could underestimate the level of the league?
No, I don't think they underestimated, but I think they cannot. I mean, they have no experience with it, so that's a new feeling they have to work with. I think they are highly motivated. They want to show the rest of Europe they are legit, and they can beat everybody. I mean, they have a great team. They should, both of them, but they never were put in the situation. I think Vienna and Tyrol playing in the first game against each other. So then on the second game, Vienna will play us. So I think already after the second game, with 15-minute quarters, with 2 tough teams really battling for 4 quarters, they will feel that this is different what they experience in the Austrian league, and this is something what they have to solve for them, and see how they handle this adversity and maybe the physical pressure they never had. But I'm pretty sure they're going to be prepared as best as they can. They're doing a great job, so they will be good.
Yeah, no doubt. Yes, definitely. And then week number 3, the Panthers are coming to Frankfurt again. And I am sure they are super hungry and they want to be successful this season. Jakeb, will the Panthers have a chance to beat you this year?
I think on any given day, any team can beat any team. With that being said, if we play our brand of football, if we play confident, poised, and cool, and a little tenacious as well, I really think we're going to win that game. I think the Panthers are going to be one of the strongest teams in the league this year, though. And
they are doing their homework.
They are putting together a pretty good squad. But like I said, if we play our type of football, like I know we can play, I don't think we'll lose any games. Okay. But with that being said, every team is going to give us their best game. So any team can beat any team, but we need to play our brand of football and not necessarily change what we do. Just do what we do. And when we do that, I know there's going to be good results.
Yeah. And then in week 4, you are going to Cologne. The Centurions will be waiting for you. The #1 offense from season 1, facing the #1 defense and #2 offense. So Jakeb, does it bother you that the Galaxy wasn't at the top on both rankings?
Ooh, not at all. No, we were on top on the only one that mattered. So
yes, that's actually very true. So besides winning the season again, is your goal to have the #1 offense this year too?
I mean, yeah, I want to have success on offense, because if we're having success on offense, we're having success in the games, but generally speaking. And, I don't ever go into a season saying, hey, I want to be the statistical champ. I want to have the most passing yards. I think that stuff takes care of itself when I do the right things, when our defense takes care of their job, when the offense takes care of their job. I mean, for prime example, coming into this season, that was not our goal to be the number 1, 2, 3 offense. We never even spoke about that. It was, hey, do your job, do it to the best of your ability, and we're gonna have good results. And that's what you saw. We were the #2 offense, but that was never in our mind, and it was never a thing, and it never will be, to be perfectly honest. So, yeah.
Yeah. Thomas, what can you say about the Centurions? They are looking quite strong for the upcoming season. They could become the leader of their conference, I think.
Absolutely, like Jakeb said, I think the year 2, every team was building up their roster and strengthening their roster. So I don't think there will be really weak teams or whatever. This is going to be a great competitive league, and if you have a bad game on Sundays, you will lose. It doesn't matter who's the opponent, because the other opponent has so much quality. And Cologne, I really like what they did from the coaching staff change. I know the head coach, Frank Rosa, a long time, and he's a really great offense mind. He's a really great coach, and I think they're building their program in the right direction. I mean, they have Madre London back. I mean, what should you say? I mean, that's a threat. On every play he touches the ball, and I'm pretty sure what they did with the receiving core and stuff like that, they will be a lot more flexible in what they're doing. And if they can fix some defense issues which they had personally, but we should not forget Cologne was a very late franchise that was part of the League Two. So I think they fixed it. They have a big talent pool in North Rhine-Westphalia where they in that area. So this is going to be a great team. There's going to be two great games, and it's a little bit of a rivalry. I mean, we had two division games, we had a playoff game, so I'm pretty sure they want to win against us.
Oh yes, for sure. And then week 5, you are going to Austria again, Innsbruck this time. Another tough game. You are having a tough schedule.
We wouldn't want it any other way, Jenny, I promise.
That's sure.
The thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah, I mean, that's the next. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No,
Tirol is the
continue.
next top spot. I mean, you just hear about them. I mean, they dominate the Austrian league, I don't know, in the last 5 or 6 years. I mean, what they did, especially, you hear so much good things about Sean Shelton and their offense. And, you know, it's going to be such a challenge to game plan against them and playing them. They have a great stadium, you know, with the mountains in the back. And this is something we will just enjoy. And driving there with confidence and knowing this is going to be a heck of a battle, and it will make this season so much fun that every week you have another challenge, but a tough challenge.
Oh yes. And then week 6, Stuttgart Surge, a franchise that has young talents on their roster. Will the Surge be more successful in year 2?
You mean the Stuttgart Galaxy 2, or what you say?
No,
I'm just
Surge,
kidding.
week 6.
No, I was kidding because they got some players.
Oh
from
yeah,
us,
true.
No, I mean I know Coach Hanselmann a little bit, and what they're doing good. I mean, you should not forget. I think they had the youngest team, if I'm not wrong,
exactly.
and they had the most homegrown players. They were starting players or whatever. So they set their foundation to say, hey, maybe we don't win in year 1, but we want to grow as a franchise, and maybe in year 3, 4, whatever, we can make the next step. And I think they did it with the signings they have. I know some guys will go there too, which they didn't announce yet, so they will be a lot more competitive. And this is, you know, we can make it easy and only focus on Vienna and Swarco, and then you step to Stuttgart and gonna lose the next game. So they have the big underdog role, but I think that's perfect for them because nobody expecting anything. But when you see Nikolaus Knoblau, who's a great linebacker, and with all the leadership he brings, and the other guys, they are a legit team, and this will not be a walk-on.
No, for sure not. And then week 7, Cologne is coming to Frankfurt before, and then week 8, you are finally going to have your first bye week. Jakeb, how much is that needed after 7 tough weeks in a row?
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. I'm going to book my trip probably next week to a beach. If you have any recommendations, please let me know. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to relax that week. Hopefully with some wins under our belts. You know, that's the best part about bye weeks is when you take care of your job and then you get to relax with your bye week. And that's what I want more than anything. That's what we had this year. It was perfect, and I wouldn't want it any other way. So.
And then in week 9, you are actually going to Poland, and that's going to be the last weekend in July. And most likely it will be very hot over there. Will the heat affect your guys, Thomas?
I think the good thing is we had the experience last year. I mean, it was hot as hell. I don't know. There was no shade at all. There was no wind going, so it was a tough environment to play. But I think the team did a great job of focus on football, and we had one of the best games on our season there when we dominated basically a really good team. So, I mean, it doesn't matter where you play. I know in Frankfurt there will be a couple of rain-heavy games again, and in Wroclaw it's maybe hot. That's what football is: find a way to win, find a way to play with the circumstances. And I hope it's hot because it should be in summer, and we will be ready. But it's a tough place. I can say that.
Jakeb, from a player's point of view?
Yeah, I think Coach hit it right on the head where he talked about it doesn't really matter with the situation. We just want to find a way to win. But in my own personal opinion, I would much rather have it be hot than rainy any day. I want that sun. I want my little farmer's tan from my uniform. That's perfectly fine. I'll sweat a little bit, perfect. But as long as it's not raining, I'm happy.
Well, and then you have a few home games. Well, first another bye week in week 10, and then a couple of home games coming up. Week 11, the Vikings are coming. Week 12, you are going to play against Düsseldorf Rheinfire again at their stadium. And then week 13, Raiders and the Surge. And then playoffs? Question mark?
Exclamation
That's
point.
The plan. That's the plan. We're not talking about anything else, but that's the first plan we have, coming into the playoffs and then going from there. But yeah, of course.
So if I bet on the Galaxy, would I win my bet at the end of the season?
You're asking the
Come on,
champ,
Jenny.
so I would say.
Come on, Jenny.
I'm very much looking forward to it. Well, yeah, let's see if anyone can win against you this summer. It's definitely going to be more challenging for you, but I have no doubt that you are going to be one of the strongest teams.
Thank you.
Yeah. And thank you guys for being on the show. And well, yeah, like I said, I can't wait. I'm very much looking forward to watching you out play again. And you guys at home, thanks for watching. And to all the Galaxy fans, I want to see you at the stadium and cheer for those guys.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
And I can't wait to see all of you watching as well. Big purple on, number 7 on your chest.
Oh, yes.
Any number, it doesn't matter.
Purple
But be loud.
parties. That's what they want.
I like it.
Corey Harris to go.